I look over and I realize that there are two other people that are in this garden, and I knew them by the Spirit. Their names were Elijah, and Joy. It was a boy and a girl.
Huh.
And I knew by the Spirit that they were older than me. And then all of a sudden, I realized that they were my brother and sister.
Wow.
And
Did you not know that you had any? Wow.
yeah, and so I knew everything about them, and I knew I could feel in that place that there were things that were on their lives that somehow were on mine. And I couldn't I didn't have like a word to describe it. All I could ask Jesus was, I said, I don't understand. And then he said, I have passed on their mantles, their giftings, their callings, and their destinies to you, Christa, because
Wow.
your mother has asked me to, and you were the first living child to come out of the womb since they were torn from it.
Mm.
And it sort of like made total sense because my middle names are Elisha Joy. I'm the only one of all my mom's kids that had two middle names. There was a huge age gap between me and my older brother that I really never understood. And I always felt like out of all my siblings and most of the people that I knew, that I just had this weird, like larger than life sort of life.
Mm.
And that I've always just been able, I guess some people, they call them like a jack of all trades. I might be a Jacqueline of all trades. I can just kind of do anything.
Yeah.
And it's very strange that I can, whatever you put in front of me, like I can do. And I realized like, oh, it's because I've gotten giftings from
Mhm.
these people that are here that I didn't know. And I fell in love with all of them.
Wow.
And so I look at Jesus and I just realize that this is an overwhelming gift that I'm
Yeah.
meeting all of these
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
And I got saved. Like I really gave my life to Jesus because I had a younger brother who passed away, who was like my best friend, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and me giving my life to Jesus. So
Mhm.
the love was just so immense for all these family members that I never got to fall in love with.
Mhm.
And Jesus looks at me and he says, Christa, their blood cries out to me from the rocks. Will you go back and be a voice for them?
Mm.
And I just said, yes, Lord. Just tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. And instantly I was back in my body. It felt like I had been dropped off of a 20-story building. And not only was the crushing weight of this world back on me, but the crushing reality of the void that was here in my life, because I never got to love these people here.
Yeah. Wow.
And so over the course of the next couple of months, I actually went through a really intense grieving process.
So was
And
this the first time you had actually, like, grieved the loss of your children?
well,
Or
I think that I had been in a suspended state of grief and
yeah.
mourning
Well, I
that
was thinking maybe, like, in a healthy way, I guess I should rephrase that, like
yes, in a
yeah,
healthy way
yeah.
where I actually like knew them. They were
Mhm.
people, they
Yeah.
weren't just, fetuses or embryos or
Right.
whatever
Clumps of
they lied
cells,
to me
yeah.
about. They were actually people that had total personalities. They had their own character. They had their own mannerisms. They had,
Mhm.
their own likes and desires. I mean, they're people, they're living souls.
Mhm.
And they were made for a purpose
Yeah.
that they never got to live out here on earth. And so I could just the reality of that and the full weight of that was absolutely, it was devastating.
Mm.
And I actually went to my mom and I said, "Hey mom, I took a trip to heaven. I didn't really know how else to tell her. And and I met some people while I was there, and this is what their names were. And they're older than me. Um, and they're my brother and sister. Do you know them?
Mm.
And she just nodded her head yes and looked down. And I said, Mom, Jesus said that I'm carrying their gifts and their callings because you prayed and you asked that he would give them to me when you were pregnant with me. And she just bursted out in tears. And she said, Christa, I've always known that.
Oh, wow.
And totally confirmed everything. And I'm she actually, she's a part of the cloud of witnesses now.
Mhm.
But before she went to heaven, I asked if it was okay if I shared her story. Otherwise, I wouldn't mention them because I would want to honor her. But
Mhm.
she told me if it would help people, then absolutely that she would want me to tell their story. Um, so that was very profound. And over the course of the next 3 months, I had to grieve for these people and realize, like, oh my gosh, like, we have a whole generation of people that we've never got to love.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know what our world is missing, and now it's 49 years on the 22nd of this month. And, that this isn't just children anymore. It's not just babies. These are people that would have been our mothers and our fathers and uncles and aunts,
And the
you
great
know?
things that God wanted to do with those children, like the
Yeah,
purposes he had for them here on this earth,
right.
were robbed they were robbed of them.
Right, and
Yeah.
their parents were robbed too because they
Mhm.
were lied to, and they
Mhm.
were pressured by an antichrist spirit,
Yeah.
that drove them into making the decision that they made. God guides, he doesn't drive.